Come, hold my hand. Let's go on an adventure. The nectar of the gods. Hey, hi. Hi. This is Momatic Adventures. I'm your host, Effy MacMorris, and my goal is to take you on an adventure every episode. And in today's episode, we are going to talk a little bit about who I am, what my intentions are with this podcast, what type of parent I think I am, and a little bit about my family, what we do, and so that's what we are going to talk about today. So, to start, I am a parent of a now almost 1.5-year-old. Jeez Louise. And it's awesome. It's very cool. I am really enjoying being a parent. I like to consider myself an intentional parent because I, with Ryan, got to choose to become parents at a time when we were ready, when we knew what type of parent we wanted to be, and we knew that there would be struggles and we wouldn't be the best parents ever, but we were ready to take on the challenge. And I think that that was a choice that we got to make. And while we didn't make the choice in the moment and, whatever, how babies are born and or made, we didn't happen to get pregnant and then have to become parents or have to make a hard decision. We got to decide that we were comfortable, ready, and able to bring a person into this world who we could be responsible for and guide to the best of our ability. That is what I think an intentional parent is. So more about who I am. I'm an artist. I like to constantly create. So this is a new medium for me, but I'm really excited to explore it. I'd like to think I'm an artist who doesn't have one specific medium, but realistically, I think oils are always going to be like my medium of choice, but who knows, I guess maybe I just have the most practice with that, and that is, I think, a big part of being an artist, that an ability and willingness to fail, which is something I am very willing to do. I'm going to make a fool of myself. I'm going to sound really stupid. I'm going to make weird sounds and gulps and say a lot. You'll probably hear some cursing because I'm not good at not cursing. I don't think that cursing's bad. So I'm going to do it. You're going to hear it. I am an intentional parent. I'm an artist. I'm a partner. I have a lifelong partner in my husband, Ryan, who I met despite both of our stubbornness. We wound up going on a date and falling in love and learning and growing together and being, I think, the best versions of each of us, but we can find out more about that on a later episode when we actually do an interview with Ryan. So it'll be me interviewing my husband about our lives. So it's honestly going to be like maybe my favorite thing ever to do, because it's just an excuse for me to ask him all the things that I'm like, hey, do you love me? Like, do you love who I am? Do you want to keep being my husband kind of things? So that'll be really fun for him. I am a friend. I like to think that being a friend is a core personality trait because I fucking love people. Like, it is probably my favorite part about what no, that can't be true. Maybe it is. I love meeting people. I love meeting people. I love learning about different people and different cultures and lifestyles and thoughts. And I like to hear about experiences from everybody. I think it's one of the things that we can all maybe do a little bit better. Like, just meet someone tomorrow or today. Hey, when this podcast is over, take your headphones off. Find someone who also maybe doesn't have their headphones on. Don't just like randomly go up to someone and be like, hey, take your headphones off. Let's talk. But give someone a wave, a smile. See if that person might be receptive to chatting with you. And if they are, ask them one question about themselves, like literally anything. How are you doing today? Classic. I mean, hi, how are you doing today is like everyone uses this saying, But another good one is, hey, what did you learn so far today? That's like, I don't know. I don't think that's used enough, especially in like everyday conversation, because you are constantly always learning. And let's talk about it. Today, I'm learning how to do a podcast and make content at the same time and take care of a human. And like literally everything. It's always learning. We're always learning. Let's fucking talk about it. So that's what I'm going to do here. But I'm a friend because I love people and I love getting to know people. And I think that everyone has the capacity to be a friend. And the best way is through example. And so if I can be a friend to someone and they can be a friend to someone else, like, yes to that. And then I am a human. And I think that at the core of everything, everyone's trying to create a brand and a personality and something or other and get something from somebody and teach somebody. And there's so many reasons to forget that a person at their core is just a human being. And so I'm going to share how I'm being a human being right now. So that's what this podcast is going to be. It's going to be me sharing how I am a human being traveling with a child who is now a toddler, an anxiety-ridden dog whom I love with all my heart, and a husband who hates cars, has panic attacks in cars, and has a full-time job, and yet still goes on an adventure with us every day. It's so dope. We are lucky to be able to do what we're doing right now. We do our best to make conscious and safe choices, but we're always willing to learn and to hear more about what we can do to be better people, when we visit you, or what we can do to make you comfortable with us being in a space that you frequently occupy. I am starting this podcast to talk to you guys a little bit about, and a little bit actually means a lot of bit, but I'm going to talk to you about why my family travels, what we think we get from it, how hard it is, what services we use, what apps we frequent. Poppy and I explore tons of public services and kid-friendly activities in the cities and places that we travel to. So I will definitely be talking about those things. And then I'm going to talk about what I consider nomadic parenting, which learning and exploring is going to be our key sense of growth in Poppy's initial first couple of years. Our goal is to turn everything into school. No matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, whether we're outside, in a playground, in the library, at a baseball game, at a wedding, at a hotel, literally everything is school. We're going to learn, we're going to explore, we're going to ask questions, and we're going to let Poppy figure out how she learns best so that she can continue to do so for the rest of her life. So those are some of the things we're going to talk about. I'm going to for sure share a lot of the things that cause me anxiety and scare me about being a parent on the go and having to, constantly change our surroundings and making sure that Poppy's not about to tumble down the stairs because we're in a house that now has stairs, or having to find how to baby-proof places we've never been before, or furniture we've never thought we'd see because it's 150 years old, and has the sharpest edges in the entire world. No wonder the survival rate wasn't that great. They were making things sharp back in the day. But yeah, so we're going to talk about a bunch of things, and I'm going to do my best to share our unconventional way of living and try and have some fun and learn this medium and share with everybody and anybody who wants to come along on the journey. And if you know any parents who would be interested in talking to me about what their experience traveling with children is like, tell them to reach out to me. My email address is effymacmorris@gmail.com. You can see in our podcast info, our Patreon link. You're more than welcome to check out our Patreon. There are blog updates there. There's going to be information about where we're traveling to. You can get different tiers and find out more about what it's like to travel like this. Maybe get some help learning how to travel the way that we do. Learn who we work with, who we partner with, whatever you want to call it. But the companies that we use that we feel work for us and why they work for us and maybe why they don't. And then additionally, I am going to sort of do a one-off and have there be an option for people who are interested in kind of learning with me on this podcasting journey. So if anybody is interested in learning more on that part of it, there's a part in the Patreon for that specific content. But realistically, I hope that you, come and join our nomadic parenting community and you join in on the conversation. Share this with anybody who you think would be willing to listen, because I think the more people who listen, the more people we impact, and the more people we impact, hopefully the better the world will be. Maybe. So You can find Momatic Adventures wherever you get your podcasts. And if for some reason you can't, let me know and I will get that podcast into your podcast servicing app. I hope that you will join our nomadic parenting community and you can let me know your questions, thoughts, feelings. Tune in every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts. Check Patreon, hit up Instagram, go to all those places and engage. Let's talk. Let's get to know each other. If you want to be on a podcast and you're like, hey, I'm a parent and I've traveled somewhere and I feel like I could talk about that, let me know. Let's talk about it. If you can, tune in every Wednesday. We're going to have a different adventure. We're going to have a different chapter. We're going to talk to different people and I'm going to share some honest thoughts and feelings and try and be as authentic and genuine with you guys as I possibly can while trying to do a podcast. So hopefully you'll tune in next week. Bye.